Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 BMW XM Label Red. Huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This XM is finished off in gunmetal metallic with all the FOURR red accents. Its MSRP is just over $189,000. Now underneath the hood, this is powered by the 4.4 liter twin power turbo V8. That is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 738 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the all-wheel drive system, propelling this 6,000-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. It has a top speed of 180 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 18.2 gallons. You'll expect to see around 12 miles per gallon in the city, 17 out on the highway. The XM is also a plug-in hybrid, so it can get right around 30 miles on just the EV system alone. And it has a wheelbase of 122 inches. Its overall length is 201. It has a width of 79, a height of 69, and its ground clearance measures in at 8.7 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, take a look at the kidney grille. It also has the full illuminations that go around the entire surround. There's also plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling to that engine. There's even a forward-facing camera. LEDs are up front for the headlights, high beams. DRLs and turn signals are actually the upper strip. So it's a really nice separation with that bodywork. There's also some massive inlets on both sides of that bumper to provide additional cooling. And then there's gloss black in the lower section, along with parking sensors and the sensor for the distance pacing. Very aggressive front end design to it. I like the design of the kidney grille as well, and hopefully you can tell all of the DRLs are on at the moment, including the lights for that grille that were just illuminated. And then there's very nice lines that come down the hood as well. Now for the Label Red, you'll notice all of the FOURR red accents. It's on these massive wheels that have a two-tone design to them. There's the M Sport brakes, which are finished off in blue. And then there's the power folding side mirrors that have the camera and the turn signal. That red XM badge, it goes all the way around the window trim, which is a really cool accent. Up top, we have that solid roof because of the interior, which I'll show here soon. And then more gloss black in the lower section. Really nice definition and lines in the lower section. The fender arches are finished off in gloss black as well to match the rest of the lower section there. And then in back, there's the small body colored spoiler with the third brake light. There's also a BMW badge on both sides of the glass. There's the wiper blade in the lower section, LEDs for the taillights. There's also the backup camera, the XM badge, no BMW badge on the liftgate itself. And then take a look at these stacked exhaust tips on both sides with more gloss black surrounding that. Now this also has remote start, so you can use the button on the key fob. You can also use the key fob to open up the liftgate or that control down below. Where you'll notice over on this left side, this is the charging cable, so that way you can plug it in. And then you have a good bit of space in the back. There's also a little bit of hidden storage here. There's the 12 volt there. You have the cover that you can remove, and then you can also fold down the back seats if you need a little bit more space. And then up top, you can close and lock the liftgate there, as well as locking the vehicle if you really need to. Now, you just heard the vehicle lock. As I walk up to it now, you can grab all 4 door handles to lock and unlock it. I believe that the current settings don't allow that, so we just have to unlock it from the front there, but you can set it up in order to do so. Now, take a look at this door panel where this has a beautiful interior. There's all of the red accents along with all of the leather. There's brushed aluminum as well. Bowers and Wilkins for the audio. Ambient lighting runs right through the middle there. And then as we take a look at the interior, we even get these BMW XM pillows, so you can use those as needed. And then there's the beautiful interior with all of the stitching. Now at 5'10", hopping into the back here, I have plenty of room. There's also storage pockets, as well as an area where you can place tablets and charge them. Right in the middle, there's the air vents, along with the heated seat adjustments, all of your climate adjustments. There's a little bit of storage, as well as the auxiliaries down below. And then at 5'10", I have a good bit of headroom. There's also Alcantara for the full headliner, and you'll notice too this intricate pattern along with the lighting on both sides. That's why there's no sunroof for this model. We have that geometric design in the headliner, which is pretty cool to see. And then right in the middle, we can pull down the armrest where there's 2 cup holders, so you can use those as needed. You can also fold down the middle seat if you would like to. And then here's a look at visibility. You have pretty large windows in the back there, so that way you can easily see out. And as we work our way to the front door panel, it's just like the rear. However, there's the memory seating adjustments along with the massaging seat controls. You can even adjust the front passenger seat by pushing on that button and then using the controls located down below. There's more ambient lighting, all the window adjustments, liftgate release. There's the fuel cap release as well, and then a little bit of storage in the lower section. To plug this in, there's no release for that. So you just push on that door and you can easily open that up. It does lock, however, when the vehicle is locked. And then front seats have that same two-tone design, which have a great look to them. Now, as we hop into the front, let's start this up now and take a listen to how the XM sounds. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll see on the left side there's miles per hour along with the fuel. Right side, there's your tach as well as your engine temperature, and then you even have the hybrid system. You can monitor what gear you're in as well. You can also go through a lot more of this information using a control on the right side of the steering wheel. So you can pull up the augmented reality. You can even go into how the vehicle is currently set up, so you can view that information. You can look at your drivetrain, you have your tires, even a sport display. So you can look at all of this information, and then you can also go into the head-up display. So you can go through a few different settings there where you can look at your compass. You can also pull up your sport display, so you can look at the RPMs there, and then you have more of a calm screen. Now for the rest of the steering wheel, there's your M1 and M2. There's also carbon fiber for the paddle shifters. There's volume and tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands, and then cruise control settings on the left side. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, there's a little bit of storage. There's also your headlight adjustments, more of the interior lighting, more red accents. There's even more red accents in the carbon fiber weave, which is really nice to see. And then for the infotainment system, very easy to go through this, where you have all of your widgets that you can quickly go through. So you can even add them as needed, just depending on what you'd like to have on the home screen. There's these 4 squares here where you can get into a lot more information. So you have your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, you can go through your interior lighting. You have a lot that you can go through as needed. You can also get into your music. There's shortcuts to your phone and navigation. And then all of the climate controls are right in the middle. So you can quickly get through all of that, along with your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and the temperature dials as well. The XM badge is just underneath that. There's more lighting. There's volume along with tuning. You have some defrosters. And then when you open up this carbon fiber tray, you get wireless charging along with some auxiliaries and cup holders. These are even heated and cooled cup holders as well, which is great to see. You do have some shortcuts for that infotainment system as well. So you can just push on those to further get through that information, so you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. We can put this into reverse now, where there's the backup camera along with the top-down view, and then you also have several different adjustments here depending on the angles that you need. Now if I put this into drive, I can push on the shortcut here for the forward-facing camera to pull that up in full screen. Park is on the back. You can also adjust how quickly or slowly you want the transmission to shift. To the left, there's also traction control, parking sensors, and then you have a few different modes. So if I click on setup right now, this is how you can get into M1 and M2 and configure those as needed. There's also the M mode. So when you push on sport, it's going to change the entire gauge cluster there, as well as the tach to bring up the RPM there. So really nice to see that. There's also the M hybrid system. So you can push on that and you can actually go between hybrid along with the electric, and there's an E control which will save on the battery. There's the exhaust note, auto hold and the e-brake, downhill assist control. You have the split design for the armrest, and then with the glove box here, you have plenty of space to put in items there. And then there's garage door buttons up top along with your rear view mirror, and then you have some controls up top for the dome lights as well as a control. Now you'll notice too that the ambient lighting has turned red. I believe it's the driving mode that I put the vehicle in. And then you also have plenty of visibility over both shoulders. So even over that left side, you can easily see all around. As we set up now behind the wheel for the BMW XM, I've been able to drive this before. We had one for a week. It was a really fun SUV to drive. Now, from my perspective, I own an X5 plug-in hybrid. So this is essentially the vehicle that I have, just on a whole new level. We have a much different engine. We have a lot more power for this SUV. And this is something that I think would be cool to upgrade to from my X5, just to get that much more performance out of this SUV. We have so many different driving modes as well. And from my ownership experience, I really have enjoyed my X5 with the different driving modes that you have, as far as driving it with the combined system, with just the EV system, with just the gas. It's a really nice versatile vehicle depending on the situation that you're driving in. And with being a plug-in, I can get right around 600 miles on a tank with my X5. So it just depends on, again, the driving that I'm doing. I don't have to fill up as often, as long as I'm continuously charging it and keeping that system full. You can charge it with the vehicle, but you can also plug it in overnight with a regular 3-prong outlet. You are ready to go. So let's put this in some of the sport mode settings now. So we can activate M2. We have the exhaust note on. We can put it in the sport mode as well. I haven't been in the Label Red just yet. The previous XM we had was just the normal one. So we have a lot more power here. Wow. And just a mild acceleration. There's so much more potential for this. This is a highly performance-oriented SUV. Now, the one thing I wish it did do, my X5 has the towing package on it. I don't think you can get that for this. This is more of just having that performance, having a luxury-focused SUV with all of that power in all of these different modes. We also have the ability to adjust that hybrid system. In the current mode we're in right now, we have it in the max setting. So again, you have so many different configurations for this. It's going to handle very well, even though it's a heavy SUV. And then you can go from having that exhaust note, having that performance and power, to putting it in electric now. It's going to shut everything off. And now you just hear the battery kind of whooshing there up to speed. You do lose a lot of power with just the battery system alone, and that's expected, of course, with that system. And we're still in the Sport Plus settings from second gear. Here we go. And a mild acceleration. This has a lot of power to provide you with a lot of performance, which is awesome to see. This is what it's like, though, to be behind the wheel for the XM. What I haven't talked about yet is the adjustments in the transmission. So you can actually adjust how quickly or slowly you would like the transmission to feel. And that's really just going to be based on not only your personal preference, but the driving situations that you are in as well. If you're stuck in traffic, stop and go, things like that, you want to have the transmission all the way down, basically level 1. It's going to be very slow in the shifts. It's what you would expect for normal daily driving. If you put it all the way up into the highest setting, even in the automatic setting or letting the car do it, the shifts are going to be, I wouldn't say abrupt, but they're definitely going to be quick, crisp, and they're even going to let you kind of rev it out a little bit. So the vehicle will also do the shifting for you with those various settings. So you have a lot of character to this vehicle, so you're not going to get bored. You can set it up however you want for how you feel for the day and get that feedback from this. It's going to be very spacious as well. It's like my X5, like I stated, about the same size, I would say, as far as the cargo space and everything goes. So you're going to have a very versatile SUV, but one that is going to give even some sports cars and hypercars a run for its money with the 3.6 0 to 60 time. I mean, you have that performance in an SUV if you need that extra practicality in just a larger vehicle like this. And then you get the premium interior, of course, especially for the price point. you get a very nice layout. But I wish I could rip on it a little bit more compared to the normal XM that we had for a week, but hopefully you can get a good feel of the power that this XM has. But that is going to wrap it up for the BMW XM Label Red. Once again, a huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website, link down in the description. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.